Yeah, it can be seen.
Ma'am, is the screen visible,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes, visible. Now you can stop sharing.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, shall I stop sharing?
Yeah, yes, sir. Stop
Okay,
sharing.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We are live on YouTube, Renu ma'am.
Hello, and a very good evening to the workshop series organized by MNET. MNET has put together a series of workshops for teachers and educators by leading experts in the field as part of ELT to explore some of the core competencies using innovative tools and techniques. My warm welcome to the speaker, Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar, and all the educators who have gathered from different parts of India and different corners of the world. Your participation ignites and motivates us to push for better planning. And what binds us is the passion, a common passion to be effective teachers, educators, and research scholars who constantly try to upgrade themselves as an English teacher. And moreover, it's great to have a fraternity of teachers in India and abroad who are always ready to collaborate and share the ideas, experiences, knowledge, and best expertise to help build this community of practice. I thank the speaker, Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar, who at one call agreed for this workshop. So without wasting much time, let me begin the session. The topic of today's session is strategies to hone writing skills. And let's talk something about the speaker. Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar is working as a teacher fellow in Department of English, Anna University. He has received his doctorate in the field of English language teaching. He has published and presented research articles at national and international level. He has also published a short story in the journal, The Contemporary Discourse. He is interested in teaching, writing, editing, proofreading, and acting in stage plays. He has also ventured into entrepreneurship with a special focus on proofreading, content writing, content rewriting. His startup's name is Star Language Editing Services. Today, he's going to take the topic that deals with the importance of writing skills. It emphasizes on various ways that can be applied to enhance the writing skills of the students. Besides, it would also elaborate on different jobs offered for people with good writing skills. So, we welcome you, sir, and we are very thankful that you agree to hear our teachers with the different strategies that goes in writing. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful introduction. Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Is my am I audible? Am I okay?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You
Yes,
can just put on slideshow, sir.
sure, ma'am. Okay. First of all, I'm very happy to be a part of this MNET series of lectures, webinars, and I thank the MNET team for giving me this opportunity, especially Renu ma'am, who happened to coordinate with me and who told me what I should do and how I should do. And it was a great knowing people from other parts of the country. I think this is also a kind of learning experience for me. And this particular presentation is about strategies to hone writing skills. When I was asked to choose a topic, I was thinking about various topics, but this particular topic was very close to my heart because right from my school days, I was very much into writing. I would like to share my story of how I came into writing and how I happened to develop my writing skills. And it seems like my story goes with nearly like seventh standard. When I was doing my seventh standard, I had a teacher called Anbarasi, and she came to our class as a substitute teacher, and she happened to ask us to write short poems or poems. And we all wrote short poems and we went and showed to her. That is how I started to develop a sort of interest towards writing. And that time only I know like the writing has so much of power. And next is like when I came to the college during my UG undergraduation, I happened to, like after my lunch, we used to go as a team to the nearby library, which is very close to our college, and we read some magazines or sometimes Hindu newspapers. And based on the suggestions of our teachers or college professors, on every day we used to pick out 5 words and put it in a notebook and save it. So whenever we come to the next class or next day for the college, we used to use it. And next is like after my BA in Salem, my hometown, I went to pursue my MA in Osmania University, Hyderabad. There, I think there was a shift in paradigm where I started to love writing very much. Every day when the college starts, I go to college at 8 o'clock. If it is the college starts at 8:30 and I go to college at 8 o'clock, and I used to have a notebook. Every day I used to write for a page or a half a page, and I used to compare on the first day what I have written to the 30th day what I have written today or the 30th day. And it seems to be a vast difference. So slowly I started to improve myself in writing. So I felt like these are the things I have to improve. These are the things I'm weak in that area. So I gradually improved with the help of my suggestion, with the help of my professors, suggestions from the professors. Next is like staying in Hyderabad, and you have to pay your fees and you have to do all your things by yourself. And I took up a part-time job as a freelance writer for a fortnight magazine called India Tribune, published in US. So we used to publish all the news that is happening in India for every fortnight, and it will be in US. So I got a chance to work in that particular magazine, and I started to work for 2 years. After that, after that particular good opportunity, I went on to become a resume cum documentation writer in a company. And further, I went on to become a writer in Bank of America, that is a Bank of America Continuum Solution, where you have to write letters to the clients asking them to have business to take loans from the Bank of America. So likewise, when you see my life has been aligned close to writing, and I took it easily and it came with me. And when I had an opportunity, I even took it as a career. So that is how I started a startup with regard to proofreading, content writing, and content rewriting. So my startup's name is Star Language Editing Services. Okay, we'll go to the topic. Today's topic is strategies to hone writing skills. The table of content. First, I will be dealing with the overview. It deals with importance of writing skills. Next, work from home. We are always now, due to the pandemic situation, we are working from home, and most of the times the pressure is on writing. So communication takes place through writing. So I'm going to deal with email etiquettes. Next is the student writing. The next third is like student writing. What are the ways to enhance the writing skills of students? And next comes the writing process. So the writing process involves three stages. That is jotting down the ideas, that is generating the ideas, and developing the ideas which you have generated and organizing it, and finally revising it and editing it. So this is the roadmap for today's presentation. Okay, I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear. My courage is reborn. This particular line is very close to me because I consider Anne Frank, the writer of the book, The Diary of a Young Girl. It was published posthumously after the death of Anne Frank in 1945, where she happened to live in Netherlands, fearing the Nazi attack, but unfortunately she died due to typhoid. And this particular line, I can shake off everything as I write, my sorrow disappear, my courage is reborn. This particular line talks about the power of writing. The writing has such a power that it can give everything to you in your life, that it can take off the sorrows, it can give happiness to you, where you can cherish. And next is like it gives you so much of energy that you can overcome whatever problems you are facing in your life. The courage is reborn. That's what I feel personally. And for example, even Toni Morrison, the African writer who happened to win the Nobel Prize for literature, she also has done a great extensive writing. I would like to connect her with this line. The point is, when we read this, the next line, I longed to ride a bike, dance, whistle, look at the world, feel young, know that I'm free. This particular line was written on 24th December in 1943 by Anne Frank, just 2 years before she died. It it is like a sort of giving vent to your emotions. Writing is nothing but when you are filled with emotions, when you are stressed with emotions, you can give your vent through writing. So slowly you can unload your burden through writing, and at least you can have a very good peace of mind. So that is what I long to ride a bike, dance, whistle, look at the world, feel young, know that I'm free. See, Anne Frank was hiding for 2 years, more than 2 years, in an annex in a building where her father was running a kind of workshop, a company, and she had no other option, but she gave a vent through writing the sufferings, the pain, and everything. Likewise, Toni Morrison too happened to give her vent through writing. That is how she became a great writer, and we all came to know that writing is so much of interesting and so much of great from Toni Morrison also. I read a novel called Sula that was very close to my heart. Okay, going to the next slide, importance of writing skills. And we are going to deal with the workplace situations, how the pressure is when you happen to work there with communication. And next is communication is always a challenge. So in workplace, it seems like uh, it is a mixture of both speaking and writing. For example, when you speak, when you commit grammatical error, you can just manage with your body language, eye contact, and if you happen to miss something when you converse with somebody, you can also just ask them and clarify what it is again. And whereas in the case of writing, it is not like that. Once you happen to write it and send it to somebody and it is frozen, we can't take it back, we can't clarify it back. That is the biggest difference where we have between speaking and writing. So each and every word is judged by people when you send it to somebody or when you post it on the public social media or even Twitter or anything, any platform. So in workplace situations, writing has enormous role to play. And for example, I would like to give a real life example from my friend's life, where he has been working for 2 3 years without any promotion in the same position, because he said like I'm lacking writing skills and I'm unable to go up the ladder in the career. So I'm just a team leader. If I have that particular writing potential within me, I would have become an assistant manager or manager. By this time, I'll be earning a lot of good salary. So the skill matters in career also. The skill matters in life also in terms of income. So if a person is good at writing, certainly he would be climbing the career ladder. That is for sure. And a good communication is always a challenge. A good communication is always a challenge, and that is how my friend said like he faces a lot of challenges in terms of communicating with his clients, because he works in a BPO, in non-voice process, and most of his clients are from US, and it is mandatory that they have to converse through emails. emails, we have to follow the professional, etiquettes. In case if he makes a mistake, the complaint will be going to the manager and he has to face a tune. So the point is, you have to convey the message in a precise manner to your client in a simple language, and so that whatever queries they have raised, it should be answered and it should be finished. So if it comes back, it means that he's a dissatisfied customer, and we have to repeat the thing and what we are trying to say. Uh, Whereas due to lack of communication or due to lack of writing skills, it continues and there is no end for that. And ultimately, we happen to, or we would be losing the client or the customer. So next one. Now, it is a continuation. Importance of writing skills. In terms of email, I'm telling, for example, in office, nowadays we are working from home. We are under enormous pressure. Most of the times we spend working at home, and what happens, we used to send mail and everything is written communication or digital communication. So nothing like nowadays, there is no face-to-face communication. Sometimes we get uncivil or uncivil supervisor mails, like it is nothing but a harsh kind of mail, a rude mail, you can say. For example, is this a joke? Are you kidding me? This particular phrase or line is given in caps. When you send a mail with the caps, with an exclamation, it is like literally shouting at a person who is sitting across us. For example, the same thing happens. So who is working there in a company as a manager, as a team leader? It all the students who have studied in schools and colleges. So when we teach them, it is sometimes adds more value when we make sure that that polite soft skill that can be executed even in writing. It's not only speaking, even in writing we can execute the soft skills. So in this manner we can have a very good success. So what happens with regard to the impact of rude email? So when somebody sends a rude email and it takes a toll on us, we get affected, and sometimes we get into insomnia. We can't sleep. Even the next day morning when we go to office, it's really difficult for us to come to normal. The impact is very high. The rude emails are kind of two things. One is like active mail, active, and the other one is passive. Active means when a disgruntled customer or client who sends us a mail in such an angry manner, and that happens to be a kind of active rude email. Passive email is like where when you happen to send a mail to somebody and when you don't get any response, you'll be wondering what happened, why. So you getting into such thoughts happens to be a passive rude email. So on the whole, what I'm trying to say is digital body language is very, very important. According to LinkedIn, in a recent survey, recruiters are looking for digital body language. They know that we have verbal cues, whereas we need to ensure that we also exhibit digital body language uh, when we work on the internet. Like we need to adopt a tone where we are very polite, cordial, and friendly when we communicate to others, when we send text or when we do send mails. That is the point. So digital body language is very, very essential. We'll go to the next slide. Okay, on this note, so people who send harsh mails or when we connect with our supervisors, when we receive the harsh mails, who are those people? Those people are who have studied here in colleges and schools from us and they're working there. The point I'm trying to say is like we need to.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
The sound is not clear, they're saying. The sound is not clear.
Okay, ma'am. Now is it audible, ma'am?
Yes, it's audible.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Please guide me when I'm not
Yes,
audible,
yes,
not clear.
yes, sir.
Thank you. Ma'am, was it right from the beginning or just now?
Some time back,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Now, email etiquette matters a lot. As we are working from home, everything is via email or sometimes discussion groups in Skype, or sometimes we need to use the chat box, and most of the times we go for calls and speak. So, email etiquette is very, very important. What are the do's and don'ts of writing an email? So, first and foremost thing is like we need to check to whom we are sending the mail. That is very, very important. As a sender, by mistake, if we send a wrong mail to a wrong person, it might cost the company, it might affect the company's growth. So it is very, very important to check the right person to whom we are sending. And next is like attaching files. So rather than composing the mail and sending attaching, it is better that we attach that file and then we compose and shoot the mail. So that is a sort of checking. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Next is like, as we discussed in the previous slide, we shouldn't, or we can avoid using capitals in mails. So it is like shouting at others. So that is a kind of giving unpleasant experience to people who receive the mail or who happen to, what to say, wait for our mail. So the next thing is like short emails. We can send mails, it should be very precise, it shouldn't be too short or it shouldn't be too long. So we have to convey the message in a very polite and friendly manner, and in a precise, the content should be very precise. So because the receiver might not be having time to read everything whatever we send, so we should be very, very precise to the point. And the next important thing is we should never ever make or commit any errors while we compose or while we send a mail, because it is going to cost the company. How? When I make a mistake on behalf of they are not going to tell like Vijay Bhaskar has committed that mistake. That mail has come from the Vijay Bhaskar, he has committed that. Never. It caused the image of the company. So it is going to tarnish the image of the company. So they'll say the company's name and then they'll say like this is how the mistake is. And personally what they feel is like if he is a person who is committing mistakes in emails, probably he might also commit mistakes in his work. So that sends a bigger message to the people. So all these things are very, very important, where we can share this to our students to make sure that when they go to the job and when they work or represent a company, they can write in a flawless manner. Next one. Okay, the third part of the slide is like student writing. What are the ways to improve student writing? So now I would like to ask a question to our audience, our listeners. So what are the different kinds or different ways of like you approach to help your students to improve their writing?
So the audience is supposed to write in the chat box.
Yes, please respond. You can use the chat box and you can answer your whatever you feel you can answer in the chat box. For example, I used to give short news from newspapers. I used to go with newspaper cuttings to my class, and I used to ask them to read the news article, whichever is they feel comfortable, and after that, I'll ask them to summarize that particular article in their own words for 50 words or 100 words, depending upon the length of the article.
So
So, like,
they have given answer. Um, they are told to Dipti Singh. They are told to describe an event or something.
yes, ma'am.
Then first open discussion with kids, giving keywords and mind map. That is Gargi ma'am is saying. Kumar sir is saying giving writing letters.
Yes, ma'am. Sandhya Rani ma'am is telling giving a familiar topic. Very good. Sharma sir is telling write something close to heart. Very good. Deepthi ma'am is telling like write a self introduction. Very interesting. M Krishnaveni mind maps and structural table. Very good. Sunanda ji self opinions. Yeah. Sanjay ji ask them to write daily routine. Yes, that's very interesting. And sometimes we can also ask them to write small poems. That is really a great motivation to write. And Neha Singh ma'am is telling like open discussion, and then we can ask them to write by their own likes and their views. Yes, telling them to use new words in their writing. Yeah, new words, that is a very good exercise, because every day if they happen to apply those new words in their life, it becomes a part of their vocabulary bank. So automatically when they use in future, it is for them in store in their repository. That's a good thing. Thank you audience for this wonderful responses. I really feel great to have all these kind of responses. A very good interactive audience here. That's what I feel. Yeah. uh, in general, what are the ways to improve student writing? First and foremost thing is like giving them practice on regular basis. So it is a mandatory thing that we have to ask them to practice on regular basis, to ensure that they can develop their writing skills with meaningful activities. We can give a picture and ask them to describe that. We can play a video and ask them to write about that video. Or also we can ask them to watch a movie during their weekend and come back to class with a short movie review. And all these things, writing is a process where it takes place in a gradual manner. The improvement takes place in a gradual manner. It doesn't happen overnight or a month. We can see like it takes place slowly, phase by phase. In the first phase, the student can improve his vocabulary. In the next phase, he can improve his structure, the writing structure. And after that, he can improve in writing the essay. So it takes time. For that particular thing, we should encourage students to take part in practicing writing activity with meaningful activities. And also we need to tell them the usefulness of this writing process. How is it going to help them? uh, we might be The student should not take it as a small thing, because writing is a bigger part. It has a greater role to play in our life. It can change our life, it can change our fortune. That is how many people have taken up writing, and it has changed their fortune. For example, Chetan Bhagat, many people to cite examples as. And when they take up writing seriously, probably it is going to be a rewarding experience, certainly. And that is how it is our duty as a teacher to motivate them, to encourage them, to make sure that they take up writing by understanding the usefulness, real usefulness of the writing process. Next is like opportunities. We also should give them a very good opportunity to share their thoughts about their own writing. When I was just discussing with a student, he said like, "Sir, I'm writing a book. So I'm probably by the end of this year I'll publish." So I was very surprised, and I asked him, "Okay, Siddharth, you can come and just share about your book to your friends, at least the outline, and what made you to write that particular book." So he was very happy. So one thing is like we are encouraging him, we are motivating him, and others, when other students listen to this particular student, how he has taken writing seriously, they will be also motivated to focus on writing. So always an opportunity is a door to open and make them shine. And next is like expose them to various kind of writing forms and their features. There are many writing forms like short story, novels, poems, and many things. Even we write blogs. We can expose them, we can tell them these are the platforms available, use it, learn, you can improve. So when we keep on patting them and encouraging them, they certainly at one stage they can become a good writer. At least they can write without any flaws when they go to their company. And next is like vocabulary. So we should encourage them to learn and imbibe the habit of learning vocabulary. Without vocabulary we can't write. We need to have a strong vocabulary base, even to convey a simple thought. So vocabulary matters a lot, and we have to motivate them. To use vocabulary in a very good manner. So finally comes the strategies to become independent writers in any context. What is that strategies are? In any case, if they happen to be very strong, or if they happen to have, if they're ready to fly as a writer, we can tell that what is the market available outside. First thing, they can go and join a company as an intern. They don't need to go to the company there itself as a person. They can work from their home during their leisure time. So we can tell them how to become independent writers. We can tell them to exploit, to tap that market value, so that they know what they are and where they are strong at. So if they happen to earn, if they happen to learn through their writing skills, that means that we are successful as a teacher in imparting their teaching skills. We'll go to the next slide. So as I said, writing process. Writing process is a combination of three things. The fourth point, the fourth component of this presentation deals with the writing process. It is like, first thing is like jotting down the ideas, generating the ideas. Next one is like developing the ideas, organizing the ideas, and finally it is revising and editing. So, on any given topic, or we can ask the students to choose a topic and start writing the ideas, whatever comes to their mind. Based on that ideas, they can keep it aside, and after that, based on that ideas, they can prepare, they can develop their content, they can develop their write up and organize it. How? What are the ideas that I can put in the introduction part? And what should I put it in the body of the write up, and what should I do for the conclusion? And he has to organize in terms of coherence, whether every line is connected with each other within the paragraph, and every paragraph is connected within that essay or write up. So he has to check, he has to develop and organize it in a manner keeping the reader in the mind. So it is very very essential that when we write something, we should have the audience in the mind. It is the audience who are going to read. Sometimes we can leave the audience to judge that write up or judge that work. It's up to them. But we have to give our best to give that best generation of ideas, organizing the ideas. And the third step is like revising, editing. This is very very important. For example, writing is a process where we can't finish it at one shot, because it needs a lot of editing, a lot of revising part, and finally we come to the very good write up in our hands. We have even great poets, even short story writers. They used to rewrite, they used to edit, they used to revise, and finally they come to a conclusion. Okay, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, this is what the output is. So in this revising and editing part is very very important. They have to check for everything: the spelling, typos, the subject verb agreement, the tense forms, the voice, active voice or passive voice, everything they should check. And whether they have used the signpost, that is transition words. These things matter. So once they check everything and they feel satisfied, they can straight away post it. So next slide. Okay, this is a kind of activity for generating ideas. In the writing process, when we ask the students to generate ideas, this rapid writing activity can be given to the students to generate ideas. How? Either the student can choose the topic, or the teacher can give the topic with a kind of discussion taking place in the class. And next is like, we have to set time, or we have to ask them to write as fast as they can without taking their hands from the notebook or without taking their hands from the keyboard. It means like they're continuously they are focusing, and they don't have any sort of distraction in that particular task, and they keep on going. And there is a condition like they shouldn't erase it or they shouldn't correct it. So point is, they have to generate and write the ideas, even in the form of write up, nothing wrong. And when the teacher says stop, they have to stop it. In case there is a roadblock in the middle, there is a roadblock, the he has to or she has to continue or go with the next thing. Like he has to check the title, or they can expand a sentence or check the grammar, and these things they have to do. They shouldn't stop. The point is, they shouldn't stop. They keep on writing, and finally, after having that write up in their hands, they can come to the center and they can just present it by building the by adding the what is it, the examples. So likewise, this particular activity can help students to generate more ideas. for a particular topic. Yeah, next is like finding and supporting the main idea. First thing is like how to help the students to find and support the main idea. For example, there is a main idea, the topic sentence in a paragraph, and they would be finding it difficult to go with the next line, and they would be finding it difficult to expand that paragraph. In that case, we can give a short activity kind of thing where we can expose them to show that how a paragraph is, how a paragraph has been written, how we should take forth the topic sentence to the next line, and what are the elements we have to include in the write up or in the paragraph. So when we do these kind of activities in the class, it is like a sort of stimulation. It stimulates students, and probably they can easily pick it up and do their job. One such example is like activity is like we can give the scrambled sentences of a paragraph, and in that sentence or in that paragraph they have to identify two main ideas in the paragraph and choose the main idea which is best supported by the forthcoming sentences, and whichever sentences are not relevant, that can be left out or struck off, and they have to put the statements in order and make it a paragraph. And finally they can just show it to the teacher and okay it. So this is how we have to encourage students, by giving a kind of activity to ensure that they learn building up a paragraph. So now this is a small exercise for audience, I can say, for our listeners. You can just give a try. You can just give a try. You can read this exercise. So you can read this exercise, sample exercise. You can find the topic sentence and the next sentences, for example, the supporting sentences. And after that, you can eliminate the unnecessary sentences, whichever is not relevant to the exercise, I mean the paragraph. So you have to identify the topic, the main idea, the supporting ideas. And you have to...
Gargi ma'am, you cannot see the slide?
So sorry, ma'am. No, I'm from Kolkata. I don't get to see the slide. I can see, sir. I'm listening to him intently, but I am not able to see the slide. I saw it initially, but then it faded. I'm so sorry, sir. Continue, please.
Okay. How about others, ma'am?
See the
We
slide.
can see the slides.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So, sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry that you are unable to see the slide. Please follow me. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Thank you for your input. Yes, dear participants, you can share your thoughts on this sample exercise. So try to find out the main idea of this particular scrambled paragraph and the supporting lines which can be followed.
So exactly what they are supposed to do?
Ma'am, it is a scrambled, it is a paragraph which is being given in jumbled form, ma'am. Jumbled sentence.
Okay, they have to arrange it.
Arrange it, yes, ma'am, and they have to see that some sentences are not what to say, they're really irrelevant. They have to cut it off. I mean, they have to eliminate the sentences, and they have to choose only the sentences that is relevant to the main idea.
Okay, so first they have to check the main idea.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so participants, this is the exercise for you. We are waiting for you. Ritu ma'am, can you hear me? These are unscrambled sentences. Some sentences are irrelevant. Main idea you have to find out, and then you have to rearrange these sentences to make a paragraph.
Yes, ma'am, you're right. And whatever sentences that are irrelevant, that can be left out. Okay, third one is the main idea. Saliva plays an important role in food digestion. Mr. P. Sharma, he has responded. Okay, I'll go to the answer now. I'll go to the
Sir,
answer.
wait for 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Let them, they must be typing it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sixth one is irrelevant. Excellent. Dry your tongue and place sugar on it. It's really irrelevant. Seventh is also irrelevant. Very good, ma'am. Poonam, ma'am. Rajeshri, sixth one. Yes, it is irrelevant. Sixth and seventh. Yeah, irrelevant. So when we give these sort of exercise to students, they can segregate what is the main idea, what is the supporting idea, and what should be followed next. And they will be really taking this as an example when they write, when they practice writing, and they won't make mistakes. That is what I feel. 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay, very good. 3, saliva plays an important role in food digestion. 2, the sticky mucus in our mouth is called saliva. And 4, saliva dissolves food pieces. And the last one is saliva is a fluid that helps us digest broken down food. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. Okay, Deepthi ma'am has given like that. Deepthi ji, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's very sequential. And the rest, remove sentence 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is relevant. Sunita ji. Two, 3, 5, 8 relevant. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 8. Food tastes good. Food is really important to us. That is what the 8th sentence is telling. And that too, we need tasty food. Food tastes good. 8th is also irrelevant, it seems. Contrasting opinions. Not every food tastes good. Okay, good, good. Superb, sir. Shall we go for the answer, ma'am?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Superb. Yeah. Okay, now let me go with the answers. Okay, Anisha ji has given her answer. Ravinder ji has given her answer. Alok sir, 24351. Okay, let's go to the answer part. So, yeah, so answer is like saliva plays an important role in food digestion. Saliva is the fluid that helps us digest broken down food. Saliva dissolves food pieces. We can taste food because saliva allows food to penetrate cells in our mouth. Okay, there is no nothing wrong, like there is a right answer, wrong answer here. Making an attempt matters a lot. All answers are good. That is what I feel, because when we practice this particular activity in our class, students will be in a position to write a flawless uh, paragraph without any gap in the paragraph. That is what this particular exercise highlights. We shouldn't have gaps in the paragraph. What happens if there is a gap in the writing, if there is a gap in the write-up, the readers or the audience tend to lose their concentration, and the very purpose of the writing would lose. It gets lost. So that is the main thing. We can drive this point to the students whenever we find a writing class in a session. So next one, the next thing is like comparing paragraphs. So we would be having, for example, one news. That is, for example, there is a news, say like a month ago or 15 days ago. there was a ship in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there was a ship that was really wrecked. There was a shipwreck, and it was carrying 2,000 tons of barrels of oil to India, Bharat Petroleum, I guess. And what happened? There was a shipwreck, and the ship got fire. The fire was engulfing that ship, and the media starts posting the news in the web pages, or sometimes it will be video. And when you go for the reading part, print media or even e-content, there will be different kinds of opinions or different kinds of telling the same incident in different ways. So that is paragraph comparing. So I have given this activity to ensure that, to justify or to figure out that which paragraph is okay, which paragraph is okay in terms of clarity about the topic, in terms of the topic sentence. That is the main idea, and substantiating the main idea with supporting details. That is also with examples. And next comes the irrelevant points. In case if there are some irrelevant points, we can keep it aside. And finally, we can see, or we can ask the student uh, to justify or judge which paragraph is fine in terms of conclusion. So when you give a chance or opportunity for him to act as a judge in understanding or in analyzing what paragraph is going to be the best, he would be engaging, or he would be learning something. So let us go for the next activity, that is paragraph compare. So these are the two paragraphs, sample paragraph 1 and sample paragraph 2. I request you to read the paragraphs. Take your time, read the paragraphs, and analyze the paragraph, which one is better or which one is comparatively better when you compare two paragraphs, and why. So I have already given the parameters: the clarity in idea, the main idea, uh, substantiating points, examples, and irrelevant points, and finally comes the conclusion. So you can just take your time, read the paragraph. It takes hardly 10 minutes. Analyze if there are any gaps in the sentences, if there are any incomplete or sentences that doesn't convey the full meaning, and there is a coherence between one line and another line, if there is a coherence between the topic sentence or the title, there is a coherence between the title and the first line of the paragraph. So kindly just think on these lines, and you can share your opinion in the chat box. Alok Vermaji is telling sample 2 paragraph is okay, sample paragraph 2 is more relevant, systematically arranged. Poonamji is also telling yes, second is more systematic. Second one is comparatively good. ROK Raj sir. Manisha ji is telling sample paragraph is a systematic. So when we give two paragraphs, so we are tempting the students to figure out, analyze. So we are giving them a chance to analyze which one is better, which one is not that good. So they can also follow this particular system when they write their own paragraphs. So they can sit back and compare, or they can just simply give it to their friend and ask them or ask anybody to just check whether everything is order. Like they can maintain a checklist. Whatever things I have just given, they can keep it as a checklist, and based on the checklist, they can see if everything, all the uh, boxes are filling. Once if it is done, automatically what happens, we can say they have grown, they have learned the knack of writing, they have learned that strategy to employ writing skills in a better manner. So most of the people, most of our audience are telling like second is systematic. I think paragraph two is better as it solves the purpose of the writer, DTG, and is arranged systematically. Para one is only facts. Very good. Anisha ji, second paragraph is written in an appropriate manner with points arranged accordingly. Yes, this is what we expect from our students. So all of the audience are telling like second para is the right one, or more informative and more clear than the first para. Like that we can take. So good. It is a unanimous thing. First one is more factual, Sharma ji, whereas second arouses the urgency to save them. The real purpose of writing will be achieved. Yeah. Okay, then. Okay, that's really good. The second para, the message is loud and clear. Okay, I think I'm driving the point home here. That is, uh, a paragraph means it should have a very good topic sentence, and it should be connected with the rest of the sentences. And examples help us to make the paragraph very strong. Instead of giving superficial statements, we have to tell these things to our students. Small tips, small tips. It will help them to enhance their writing skills. Okay, the next one. So we are just coming to the closing session. I mean, like we are almost about to close this presentation, and we are in the time of pandemic. Like after COVID-19 hit us, we started to work from home, and even the sending emails to our colleagues, emails to our clients, the culture has little bit changed. I have a question to you. Like in case if you are sending emails to your client or to your colleagues or to your students, how would you send in a different way? How would you sign off? Usually we say warm regards, thanking you, yours sincerely, or regards. So in a different manner, let's go for a different approach. In this scenario, what sort of words or what sort of terms you would use to sign off an email from your side? For example, stay safe. For example, I'm mailing from my
ये बेटा साइकिल से मतलब रिफाइंड डाल ले फिर आधा को नीचे ले ले नीचे आने को कह रहा है आज बेबी क्या आज बेबी
yes, can we just figure out how would you sign off using an email in this pandemic time? So we are about to the point is like we are signing off this we are about to sign off from the session. We can sign off in the formal way, like how we are going to sign off when we write an email during the pandemic times. Stay home, stay safe. Hope you all safe at home. Thank you. Happy learning. Rajesh ji, yeah, Juhi Sisodia ji, feedback form link. Stay safe and stay healthy. Arokya Raj sir, stay safe, stay healthy. Yes, that is the thing. Uh, hope for your good health. Thanks and regards. Yeah, save life of your own and your loved ones. Very good. Be happy. Be happy. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, be happy anytime in any condition. Yeah, that is what we got conditioned. We got conditioned. It's like we have changed our behavior because of this pandemic. So it's like we are now ready to live in any scenario. Yeah, staying safe is more important. Redivari Manjula ji. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Let me just share my thoughts, whatever I know. You can ask me your doubts with regard to this topic. Stay home, stay safe, and stay connected. Very good, Poonam ji. If you have any questions, you can ask. Kindly ask any questions if you have. One madam was I saw during the chat time like one.
Gargi madam was asking how
Yes, ma'am. One
to.
ma'am was asking about the vocabulary, how to
Yes.
encourage students to develop the vocabulary. I would suggest like we can ask every student to come with 5 vocabularies or 5 new words to the class and dedicate in first 5 minutes of our class to encourage the student to share that 5 words with meanings. And if possible, we can ask the remaining students to make use of those words in sentences. So like that also we can ask the students to build up their vocabulary. The other thing is like we can encourage them to read. The more we read, the more we are exposed to vocabulary, the more we are exposed to the sentence structure and how a writer is approaching his writing. So many things. So, and we need to keep on monitoring them. It's not like monitoring means whether they're doing the job or not. They fall somewhere, they find difficulties. As a teacher, we need to just motivate them, we need to facilitate them and bring them back to track. So that is what I feel. Be happy anytime in any condition. That's really a wonderful phrase by Vanita ji. Any other questions, please, you can ask me.
Sir, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
This is Poonam here. And in my English lectures or sessions, I always tell the students roll number wise to write 2 words, to bring 2 words with their meaning. And I write it on the board
Okay,
in the
ma'am.
corner. And throughout the day, everyone has to go through those 2 words and they can make a different book where they can write these 2 words. So it helps them to increase their vocabulary. As you said, 5 words, I just do it with 2 words.
Okay, ma'am. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Because
Thank you, sir.
yeah,
And lovely session, sir. Great activities.
oh, thank you, ma'am.
He
Thank
had
you, Renu
less
ma'am.
time. No,
Renu ma'am,
actually,
thank you.
he had very less time. Otherwise, he was going to give some more. I said, no, time limit is that much only.
Yeah, I have another session at 5 o'clock also. Thank
Okay,
you.
any participants, any questions? There is Dipti, ma'am had raised her, she has raised her hand. I
Deepti,
feel.
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am. Can I ask, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good evening, Renu ma'am, and good evening, sir. It
Good
was
evening, ma'am.
wonderful session. Yeah.
Thank
Sir,
you.
my question to you is related to email, sir, wherein you have mentioned that emails has to be short. And one more thing, like you have, I know I have understood, but I would like you to explain it a little more, where you said that short email sounds rude. So now, wherein like we ask our children to go for precise writing. So it's basically related to selection of words, which is actually more, into vocabulary, right? Vocabulary building, wherein
Okay.
like how we used to write the telegrams and all that. So
Hmm.
can we guide our students in that manner, sir?
Ma'am, 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 can you just, I'm not able to get you, ma'am. Can you just repeat it, ma'am, please? A
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit louder, ma'am.
Okay, it's just, am I audible clearly?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so it's just a short question, sir, related to email, wherein you had mentioned short email sometimes sound rude. Okay, so the thing is that can we guide our children to writing precisely, but it doesn't sound rude, you have said. But
Yes,
then we always keep guiding them that the emails have to be short. So if we have to reply in a short way, so how can we like bring it to a short message? Plus, it doesn't sound rude also. So I just wanted you to guide in that way. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you want to ask like how to guide the students to write short emails, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And it should not also appear rude, as you have
Good.
said.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for this wonderful question, ma'am. Yes, this is really the question of the session, I guess, because to judge a person's writing skills, like when we have Kabir, Rahim, these people have sent the message to the world with their dohas, 2 lines, and that itself tells like being precise is everything. And even in companies, when you go to a company interview like TCS or bigger companies, nowadays they check the writing skills of various candidates who come for the interview. How they give a scenario to the candidate, and based on that, he or she has to write and compose an email. So that's all. So precise means it should have the whole information. When somebody is asking us the information, it should contain the information, and we should not have any irrelevant or not suitable information in the email, so that it distracts the reader. So this is what I consider, ma'am, precise means. And we can give a scenario to our students, and we can ask them to practice or write emails based on the scenarios.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. So
Thank
can
you,
I
Deepti,
Thank you.
extend
Any
one
other
more
question?
sir? One more, quickly.
Quickly, Dipti.
Allow me. Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
So there, related to this question itself, wherein you have said that we have to avoid mistakes. And sir, how to because what happens, this generation doesn't want to write much. And if we start pointing out their mistakes, it's like they don't want their mistakes to be pointed out, and
Okay.
without judging them. So
Hmm.
any skill that can be and that can help them to guide, without like making them feel that I have made a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes,
all,
ma'am.
sir. Thank you so much.
That is a really wonderful question, ma'am. I really feel happy to answer this question. First of all, we need to maintain a friendly rapport with the students, and it's like giving room to them to. It's like giving a space for them to come near us, discuss with them. I mean, they can come closer to us, discuss, and we have to give space for the students to understand us. Okay, sir, madam, teacher, like that. Once they feel like he is my teacher in a complete manner, and the space is given properly and encouraged, probably whatever things we point out in a subtle manner, and we should not, as you said, ma'am, they are not happy if they get pointed out, if they make mistakes. We can tell in general. We can just tell in general. When we get an opportunity, we can list out the mistakes in general, and we can say, not from their point of view, in general we can say, and we can just remind them. So please make sure that you don't commit these mistakes once again, like that, ma'am, so that they don't get hurt. More than anything, we as a teacher should be friendly, a very good facilitator to them, giving more space for them to come closer to us.
I
Thank
feel
you, sir.
Nitin, okay, Shruti ma'am wants to ask something. Nitin Kumar sir has raised his hand. Sir,
Yes,
you want
ma'am.
to ask? Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
want to
I want
ask?
to ask a question. Good evening, sir.
Good
So
evening, ma'am.
I want to ask a question that how to increase the speed while writing the English means to increase the speed with the correct accuracy and precise.
How to increase the speed, sir?
Of
Yes, sir.
writing.
While writing the essays or anything else, for example, the answer solution or the writing section, how to increase the speed along with the accuracy of grammar and precision.
Yes, yes, sir. Nice, sir. Sir, from my experience, what I feel is like increasing the speed. Okay, why should a student increase the speed of his writing? Okay, that is good. He can cover. When do we increase the speed of writing? When we read more. When we read more, we happen to get a lot of inputs. We get a lot of ideas. We get the vocabulary bank getting stronger, and the next thing is like we need to practice on daily basis, sir. Probably if we practice on daily basis, it's like a tip. If we or if the student happen to practice on daily basis, I'm sure that he can increase the speed of writing with minimal errors. That is what I feel, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank. I feel there are no more questions. One Shruti ma'am had raised her voice, I feel.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, she had raised her hand. Okay. No more questions? Okay. There are no more questions, sir.
Yeah.
So here we come to the end of the session. You want to say anything, sir?
Hello. Hello.
Anissa ma'am wants to say something.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good evening, ma'am and sir. I would like to ask, like, especially the weaker students. Okay, like the one who are very much weak in English language, how we can motivate them? Because even after giving them the ideas or solutions and all that, if still there is some problem, so how we can deal with such students? And as if they are, then they are like least interested into this thing.
Okay, ma'am. Are they
Thank
college
you.
students or school students, ma'am?
No, school students, school students. As I'm teaching to the like a 9th and 10th standard, so there are like even where all students are not equal. Okay, so there are weaker students who are like very weak in this English language. So how we can deal with such student, like
Yes, ma'am.
especially in the compo part, they lose marks, letter writing and all that. They can't write on their own. So even after guiding them, so can you give such ideas or something like that, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I can give some ideas from my experience, and ma'am, it's really like when we take a student, it depends upon the student, and the idea can change based on the student's interest. First, we need to know like why he is not showing any interest towards that language and learning the language. Probably we can sit with him and discuss and let us know that exact problem what he is really facing or lack of interest. So we can as you said, you have already given some inputs to him. Despite that, they are not ready to engage in learning process, means that's really yes. So what I feel is like we need to encourage them, motivate them. Instead of telling that you read the letter writing or you work on that particular thing, we can give some other thing. Instead of giving him chapatis and puris, we can give him a different kind of dish where we help him to eat so that he gets stronger. So likewise, we can give him a kind of short story reading book, or we can give him a different kind of activity where he can sometimes get interest. So that's what I feel, ma'am. We can go through that way and come to this point. Instead of straight away giving him and asking him to write the letter or report, we can go that way by giving short story book, encouraging him and reading, making him to read, then finally come and write the letter. Probably that way we can try, ma'am.
Okay, thank
and
you, sir.
Anissa ma'am, you can
Yeah.
also try group activity. Mixed ability group activity that works
This
out.
I do, ma'am. This I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So we come to the end of the session. Okay, so on behalf of the members of MNET, I would like to thank Dr. Vijay Bhaskar for volunteering his time and providing us with such an informative and engaging presentation on the strategies of writing, honing writing skills. The topic explained by you, sir, will be of immense help for our teachers. Especially the last slide that you showed, the sample slides and the activities that were really helpful. I would also like to appreciate the constant effort of Mr. Nadeem Khan for providing the necessary technical support to MNET. Now, these workshops have enabled the teachers to stay updated with the latest methods in various areas of teaching which can be utilized by them in the classroom. We at MNET appreciate the positive feedback obtained from all the participants. We are looking forward to such enthusiasm from our participants and in the future. And once again, thank you all the participants. I'm thankful to Vijay sir, who was very enthusiastic and very efficiently he has explained the topic, and to all the participants. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.